3:42 a.m. The room is silent, but your body is screaming. Your heart rate is hovering at 110 beats per minute. A cold sweat blankets your neck. Your skin feels like it's crawling with invisible insects. This is not a heart attack. This is your biological withdrawal. Your hand trembles as you reach for the glowing screen. You type 4 words to the person who destroyed your life. I miss you. Please. Tap. Send. A surge of dopamine hits your brain. For 3 seconds, the crushing weight in your chest vanishes. The nausea fades into a warm, synthetic peace. But the peace is a lie. You are an addict. You aren't addicted to a chemical. You are addicted to a person who hurts you. Society calls this bad luck or poor taste. Science calls it a biological anchor. It is a glitch in your survival software. Your brain has been hijacked. It is ignoring every red flag to maintain a toxic loop. To understand why you are sabotaging your unhappiness, we have to look deeper. We have to reopen a cold case from 20 years ago. A crime committed in your childhood living room. And the primary suspect is your mind. To understand the text sent at 3:42 a.m., we have to look at the gatekeeper. Deep in your brainstem sets a bundle of nerves called the reticular activating system, or RAS. It is your biological filter. Every second, millions of bits of data bombard your senses. The RAS decides what you notice and what you ignore. It is the reason you can hear your name in a crowded room, but the RAS isn't born with a manual. It is programmed during your imprint phase, the first 7 years of your life. During these years, your brain maps out what love looks like. If your primary caregivers were consistent and safe, your RAS filters for stability. But if love was a moving target, if it was loud, cold, unpredictable, the map changes. The RAS learns the closeness equals chaos. Fast forward 20 years. You walk into a full room of potential partners. There are 3 stable, healthy, and kind individuals. Your RAS looks at them and signals error, no match. To your brain, these people are invisible. They feel boring. They don't trigger the spark. Then you see the 4th person. They have a subtle, familiar coldness in their eyes. They mirror the inconsistency of the person who raised you. Suddenly, your RAS sounds a siren of recognition. This is it, your brain whispers. This is significant. You call it chemistry. Science calls it a miscalibrated danger radar. Your filter is working perfectly, but it is searching for a threat. It is guiding you towards a familiar pain because the brain equates familiarity with safety. It knows how to survive a storm. It has no idea how to live in the sun. But recognition is the only first stage of the trap. Once the RAS lets them in, a second engine begins to turn, a chemical loop that turns a partner into a drug. The RAS opened the door, but the chemical engine keeps it locked. In the 1950s, psychologist B.F. Skinner discovered a glitch in the mammalian brain. He put a hungry rat in a box with a lever. In box A, the rat pressed the lever and always received a food pellet. The rat ate until it was full, then went to sleep. In box B, the reward was a gamble. Sometimes the lever gave a pellet, sometimes it gave nothing. The rat in box B did not sleep. It became obsessed, pressing the lever thousands of times until its paws bled. This is an intermediate reinforcement. It is the most powerful form of conditioning known to science. It is the mechanical heart of every slot machine in Las Vegas. And it is the exact engine running in a toxic relationship. When a person is consistently kind, your dopamine levels eventually flatten. Your brain becomes habituated to safety. But when a person alternates between love bombing and cold evaluation, the brain enters a state of high anticipation. The uncertainty creates a chemical seesaw. During the conflict, your body is flooded with the cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes, your muscles tense, and you're in a state of hypervigilance. Then comes the makeup phase. A single "I'm sorry," a sudden hug, a sudden kindness. The brain experiences a massive surge of dopamine and oxytocin. The transition from extreme stress to extreme relief is a biological narcotic. The high of reconciliation is 10 times more potent than steady affection. Your brain begins to associate the person who caused the pain as the one who can stop it. You aren't staying because you are weak. You are staying because your reward system has been rewired. You're chasing the variable reward, like the rat in box B. The chemical bond creates a functional blindness to danger. It allows the brain to ignore logic in favor of the next hit, which leads us to a case that proves how far the brain will go to maintain a loop. A case involving a man, a memory, and a 17-year cycle of crime. To the logical mind, repeating a painful event makes no sense, but the subconscious mind does not use logic. It uses reenactment. In the 1980s, psychiatrist Bessel van der Kolk treated a Vietnam veteran with a bizarre ritual. In 1968, this man accidentally caused the death of a close friend. He had lit a cigarette at night. The tiny glow of the cherry was enough for a sniper. A single shot killed his friend instantly. For the next 17 years, that veteran lived a normal life, except for one day every year. On the exact anniversary of the death, down to the very hour, he becomes a criminal. He would walk into convenience stores with a finger in his pocket, pretending it was a gun. He would commit an armed robbery. He didn't want the money, he wanted the police to arrive. He wanted to be shot at. It is repetition compulsion in its most literal form. The veteran was moving from passive to active. As a soldier, he was a passive victim of a tragedy he couldn't stop. As a robber, he was the architect of the chaos. He was trying to master the past by putting himself back in the line of fire. His brain was searching for a different ending to an old story. If I survive the bullet this time, the subconscious whisper, then the original trauma is erased. We do the same thing in our living room every single day. You don't choose the person who hurts you because you're a masochist. You choose them because they are a ghost of your past. You are trying to get the replacement to finally give you the love the original denied you. You are trying to win a battle that ended decades ago, but the brain's focus on the mission comes at a high price. It requires a total shutdown of your internal alarm system, a biological phenomenon known as the Amygdala Hijack. In a toxic loop, you are often accused of ignoring red flags, but neurobiology suggests you are technically blind to them. This is the amygdala hijack. The amygdala is the brain's smoke detector. It is designed to spot a threat and trigger a survival response. In a healthy relationship, the prefrontal cortex, the logical CEO, weighs the evidence. It sees the lie and notices the inconsistencies. It decides to leave. But when you are trauma bonded, the smoke detector is stuck in the on position. The brain is flooded with constant stream of cortisol. High levels of stress hormones physically relegate the logical brain. The CEO goes offline. You lose the ability to perform a rational cost-benefit analysis. You react from a primitive state where keeping the peace is the only goal. This creates the small kindness trap. After a major betrayal, your abuser brings you a coffee or a flower. In a normal state, this is a meaningless gesture. But in a hijacked state, the brain is desperate for any sign that the threat has passed. A surge of oxytocin hits. The brain gives the abuser positive credit simply for not being abusive in that moment. It is a biological survival response identical to Stockholm Syndrome. The statistics prove the power of the chemical blindness. Research shows that 61% of repeated domestic incidents occur within just 6 months of the previous one. The brain doesn't need years to forget the pain. It only needs a single makeup phase to reset the loop. You aren't forgiving them, you are resetting the timer on a bomb. The diamonic nature of the compulsion ensures you are drawn to the people least likely to love you, but a program is not a destiny, and there is a way to finally update the software. The loop is a ghost story, and the ghost is you. To break a repetition compulsion, you must stop acting it out and start remembering it. The brain repeats it when it hasn't processed. It is trying to win a battle that is already over. The first step is moving from passive to active. In your childhood, you were a passenger in the chaos. As an adult, you have the keys to the car. Recognizing the spark for what it actually is, a warning siren from a miscalibrated RAS. When a healthy person feels boring, that is your addiction speaking. Stability feels like a threat to a nervous system addicted to cortisol. Breaking the bond requires a period of detox. You have to weather the skin-crawling withdrawal of the 3:42 a.m. text. You have to let the chest ache exist without trying to cure it with the person who caused it. Research in neuroplasticity proves that the brain can be retrained by consciously choosing the boring path. You begin to starve the old neutral pathways. The dopamine cortisol seesaw eventually slows down. The amygdala hijack ceases. The logical CEO comes back online. You aren't broken. You are a sophisticated biological machine running a survival program that is 20 years out of date, and every program can be updated. The loop only lasts as long as the lights are off. Once you see the mechanism, the ghost vanishes. You aren't looking for a soulmate. You are looking for a way home. And this time, you're the one opening the door.